What's going on, guys? Recently, I did say I'd make another video on how much money I actually make myself when using these laser cutters and engravers. So the figures and stuff I will be going through with you today. This is just something I'm doing part-time. If you are looking to do something like this full-time, obviously do take it with a pinch of salt because it does depend on how many people are doing it around you, what other people are charging, and the avenues you go down. I've got my computer to the side of me here. I will try and put up on the screen my spreadsheets. Now, I do everything in Google Docs because it's completely free. I don't see any point in spending some extra money on Microsoft Office when you can literally do the exact same thing in Google Docs. So we'll be looking at the computer screen quite a bit going through this. But listen, I will try and put it on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, and on this side of me, I've got a couple of products I will show you on camera just to show you what they look like and how easy some of them are to make. Obviously, I'm not going to show you every single product I go through in the spreadsheet because it's all being sent to my customers. So looking at the spreadsheet, you can see it says in the top left here, sales and spending July 24th. And today it is the 2nd of August. So this is everything I've done for July. So on the left-hand side, you'll see I've got spending. So this is the type of stuff I spend not every month, because this month, because in July, you'll see I bought some extra postage labels and printer ink, which I'm not going to need to buy them for another few months. So I could take that off, for instance. So if I just remove that for now. Welsh coasters, I'm constantly buying them. I should buy them in bigger lots, to be honest with you, but I tend to just I buy a lot in 100, and they can last me a month, sometimes even 2 months. Coaster boxes, I picked up another 50 of them recently. These will always come in handy if you are doing, anything more than like 3 or 4 coasters. They do come in really handy because they're really easy to pack and really easy to ship that way. Plywood sheets. Now you'll see my plywood sheets here. I buy them really cheap. As the market is at the moment, this is really cheap. This is because I buy these off somebody I spoke to online who was offering offcuts because he buys his stuff in bulk in big sheets, and he was just cutting them down and he was selling me sheets of A4 3mm birch plywood. So yeah, I got a really good deal on them. Green felt. Um, I didn't put the size of the roll in there, but yeah, again, dirt cheap. For now, again, because we are talking about using the diode laser, I'm going to take acrylic out of this as well. So the metal business cards there, I bought them directly from China. I bought 2 packs of 50. This is roughly about 50 what you get. They are just really thin metal cards that are coated in some sort of black paint. I'm not actually sure what they're coated in. And these look really great when you are engraving them. You can engrave a full business card like this in less than a minute on a diode laser. Honestly, it's so quick to do because all it's doing is just taking the paint away, and that is then permanent. And these are fantastic little sellers, these are. I'll go into how many of these I've sold in a minute, but I've only just recently started doing these and I've made a little bit of money with them. So these are definitely something to keep in mind. But again, you'll see on the spreadsheet how cheap they were. So £4.60 for 100. So next year you'll see leather patches, pack of 30 for £6.69. Now these are not real leather patches. They're fake leather, but they do say they are laser safe. So these come in, you get lots of like different shapes. You've got a rectangle, you've got, I don't know what the other shape is. I've sold quite a few of these, so I haven't got any of them left. You get circular ones as well. But again, these are directly from China, dirt cheap. You can get them in bigger packs. You can get them like packs of 100 as well. And you'll see below the leather patches, caps. I bought a couple of cheap caps, again, from China. And they're similar to what I'm wearing now. And they are just cheap styled snapback caps. You can get different types of caps as well. These are, again, dirt cheap. And it was £13.75 for 5 of these. And this one you'll see, this was the very first one I tried to make where these patches are iron on, but I ironed it on and I'm not sure what happened. I think I just burnt it. I didn't put like a safety sheet between the actual iron and that, but it stuck on really well. Like that's been on there about a month now, maybe a little bit less than that. And yeah, but that looks really cool. I've done a couple of these. And I've also bought some large round slates, which if you follow the channel, you'll see a couple of videos back. I actually made a video of me engraving a large slate disc. Pretty big. I think it was like 120 mil. So in my local cheap store, so if you're from the UK, you know these places like Poundland, Pound Stretcher and stuff like that, they were doing a pack of 2 coasters. So one was like 100 mil and then one was like 120 mil, and they were £1.50 for them too. So I bought some more of them. We haven't sold any this month, but I did purchase some more just to stock up on them. So you see, that is why I've put them in my spending for last month. So we'll see without postage labels, printed ink, and acrylic, because we're just talking about materials and stuff we've bought for the diode laser. I've literally just spent 120, we'll say £130 that month. So if we look at it, just spending for the month on materials for the laser, it's literally we've spent £130. And that £130 is stuff we are going to be making money on. It may not be the same month you purchased it, but you are going to carry on making money the next couple of months. So last month we only sold 35 business cards, so that leaves me with 65 business cards. So next month, instead of spending another £130 on materials, I can remove that £4.60 because I know I've still got enough business cards to more than likely last me this month. Same with the leather patches. Again, the slate coasters. A lot of this stuff, it's not stuff you are going to have to buy month on month. So we'll say last month was an expensive month. You could probably look at half in that now for this month. This month, I haven't purchased any coasters. I haven't purchased any of the large coasters. No leather patches. No business cards. Wood, I will need to put an order in for some wood for this month. If I need to buy another 50 sheets of plywood, literally my spend for this month then is just going to be £40. But I haven't had to buy anything as of yet anyway. So my spend so far for August is actually zero. I haven't spent a penny yet. So now let's have a look at the right-hand side. So that was spending. Now this side we can see we've got sales. So the way I've set this up, again, you can set yours up completely different, but this is just, it's easy for me to understand. I can just open the spreadsheet and have a look. At the bottom here, I'll show you got spending sales. I've got a couple of pages within this spreadsheet. I've got a tracker. I've blacked out all the names and stuff, but here I can see what orders come in, where this come from, the amount it is. Have they actually placed the order? Yes. Have I received the payment for it? Yes. Have I completed it myself? And have I sent it? But you'll see these are drop down boxes. So yes is green and red is no. So I could set this up on one weekend. I can literally load my computer up, have a look at this spreadsheet and see what I need to make, what hasn't been sent out, what has been made, what hasn't been paid for yet, what I need to chase up for. But you'll see there's a couple on here where payments, has the order been placed? No. That's mainly stuff like that. It's left as an order being made. Even though I can see there's an actual item there, which is in the spreadsheet, and the order's been made, that tends to be like a general inquiry. So if a friend has asked me or somebody's like sent a message to me on Facebook, I'll put it in there, but then obviously I'll put the order hasn't been made yet. To be completed by, that is where I'll put a date in. I'll try and get my orders done within about 48 to 72 hours, 72 hours being the absolute latest. I want that sent out in the post. A lot of my stuff is done through friends or through a local shop, which I'll go into a little bit later on. And with that, I'm not spending really any postage or anything like that at all. So I am saving money there. You'll see we got a payments received box. So have they made the order? Yes. Have they paid? Not yet. And with it, I don't start making the product either. Say if they put a request in, ask me for it. So they've said, I want to place the order. I won't start making that product until a payment has actually physically been received, whether it be in person or via PayPal. And then we've got a box. Has it been completed? Yes. Has it been sent? Yes. Let's say, for example, I've come in one weekend, had a look, and I see I've got a couple of no's there. I'll be like, right, has the order been done? Has the order been paid? Yes. So I'll go into your, right, it hasn't been sent. I'll check to find, where the product is. Has it been made? Has it all been packed, ready to go? If it has, happy days. I'll take that then to, if it needs to be shipped, I'll take it to the local post box and then I'll mark that as yes. But yeah, that's literally all it is. So again, we'll go back to the front page and we'll have a look at the actual items I've sold you. Now you'll see how small this list actually is considering the amount of money I have made. What I will do, if we go into here and anything done on the CO2 machine, so acrylic, we'll take that out. You'll see the difference in the money you can make from a CO2 machine here to a diode laser. That's using the diode laser and the CO2 machine. Now, I could do everything with the CO2 machine, but I actually prefer using the diode laser to engrave on wood and actually engrave on slate. I just find a diode laser is far superior to any CO2 laser I've used with engraving wood and slate. Don't know why, I've just always found it better. So like I said, yeah, that's the total I've made. That's for stuff I've done with acrylic as well. So if I take all the acrylic stuff out, so what was it, 1800, and then if we take all the acrylic stuff out, there you go. That's just taking £600 down. So now we're at 1200. So we'll see the profit for the month. It's still just over £1,000. But you'll look at this and you'll see how easy it is to make money, because a majority of the stuff I make with these, it's literally just slate coasters. That is like 80% of the money I make with my diode laser. So first of all, Welsh coasters, 3 of them on Facebook. If you've never sold anything on Facebook, so you can use Facebook Marketplace, absolutely free, and it's absolutely fantastic. You're guaranteed to generate sales from it. So some of the stuff here is generated from Facebook Marketplace. I should have really separated out what was what. But then some of the stuff is from sponsored posts. If you create a business page, you can actually, on Facebook, you can create a post and then you can pay for it to be like shown to literally anybody who's interested in that sort of stuff. So let's just say somebody's out there looking for, I don't know, a birthday present, and they've been looking online at slate coasters for, say, their dad. Your post is more than likely then to be recommended to them, and they can then check out your page and see lots and lots of different products you've got. You can pay as little or as much as you want for the ad as well. The more you pay, the more people are going to see it. But from experience, you honestly do not have to pay a lot of money for ad space. Now, I haven't had to do any ads or anything last month on Facebook. I've done it a few months ago. I run a couple of ads, and I literally, within the first sale, I made my money back from that ad. So it's definitely something good to look into, because it will boost your business and your presence on things like Facebook. So let's have this. So I sold Welsh coaster. I should just say slate coaster. I put Welsh coaster because it was just like a Welsh dragon design on it. It was something very simple. I sold 3 of them on Facebook, and I sell my coasters. I like to think I sell my coasters really cheap. But if you look at what I'm actually paying for my coaster, I'm paying £47 for 100 coasters. So it's like less than 50 pence a coaster. Like I said, if you buy them in bulk, you're going to get more for your money. So I like to sell like I said, I like to think my coasters are really cheap. I sell them for £5 each. I've seen people sell them for £8 and £10 online, and no offense to these people, they're not half as good as mine are. I pre-prepare mine with paint and lacquer and stuff like that, and they just, in my opinion, look a lot better. So then we did another 3 Welsh coasters. Again, the exact same design on the coaster. We did that for a friend. Again, £15. There we go. On this one, it just says slate coasters. So we did 25 coasters here. So the design on this was something the customer wanted. It wasn't like a Welsh one. That's why I just didn't put Welsh coaster there. But yeah, again, that was through Facebook, and that was £120. 25 coasters I sold for £120. So I put a little bit of a discount there because they ordered so many from me. And I do like to tell the customer that. I'll say my usual price is £5 for one, up to 5. Up to that, if you order more, I'll give you a little bit off. That gives them a bit of an incentive then to actually want to buy more from you. It's a good little sales tactic you can try. And like I said, you can just get them to buy that little bit more off you, so you are making more money yourself. Dog tags, now you'll see there's a couple, there might be 2 or 3 different Etsy ones in here. I don't use Etsy anymore. I cannot stand it as a platform for selling. I know a lot of people use it and make a lot of money from it, but I just cannot stand it. So I've actually recently deleted my Etsy page. It's just so bad. Right, so the dog tags are stuff like this. Right, here's a full bag of them. Let me try and get a single one. So that's a dog bone shape, which is just like anodized aluminium, so you can engrave on it. And then I've also got these circular ones here. They come in like all different colors and all sorts as well. So you've got a good variety. And I also bought these rings for them separately. Again, I didn't buy these in July. I bought these months ago, and I bought them in bulk. And it was probably last year I bought these. Yeah, with these dog tags, I don't sell a lot of them, but you can make a fair bit of money with these, because every dog I see walking down the street, I've got one of these style of dog tags as well. So somebody's making money off these somewhere. Unfortunately, it's not me. So I've done 2 of them. So £15, I think. Well, they must have been obviously £7.50 each. Wood sign. Well, wood sign could be anything. It'll be anything smaller than an A4 sheet of birch plywood, which I would have cut to a certain shape and engraved a design or a saying or something on it, and then stained it to protect it. Now you'll see here under site, this isn't a site, this is an actual shop. So local to me, there's it's like a craft store where they allow crafters and stuff to sell their own goods in their shop. They don't charge you anything to advertise this stuff in the shop or sell anything in there. They'll just take a small percentage of what you sell in there. So I haven't actually put those percentages on there, but I should have included them, but it's not much. They'll take like 5% of what you sell. So I do quite well in there, to be honest with you. They do also do their own craft fairs as well. And where I live, we have lots of craft fairs and stuff like that going on. So they probably sell the stuff there as well. They might take a bit more of a cut. So wood sign, which was in, it would have just been like a generic thing, like we're out in the garden or something, some sort of garden sign. Slate coasters, again, this would have been like just like a generic design. Probably these were a Welsh design on a coaster as well. Another wooden sign for £10. So another wooden sign there sold in the shop for £10. Another wood sign there which you sold to a friend for £10. Wedding packages, you'll earn yourself quite a bit of money with these because you can include whatever you want. It'll depend what they want. You'll see this is from a friend. They come up to me and they asked me what I could make. And I said, I can literally make anything you can think of. Have a look on like Etsy and Pinterest and stuff like that. See anything that takes your fancy and let me know. And I'll be able to make exactly what you see. But I'll give you a good deal on it at the end of the day. So for this wedding package, it was lots of wooden stuff. So it was lots of stuff for like table place names. Mark would just be cut out of wood and then put where my seating place was. Table numbers as well, very simple to do. Some of the stuff I didn't actually do with a laser at all. I just did by hand just to make a stand. But again, that stuff is very simple to do. What else did we do? Let me show you these. Loads and loads of these tiny little hearts. So they're like 20 mil by 25 mil. These are tiny and you can cut out loads of these really, really quickly. And you can also include, now I didn't want to do one with anybody's like name or anything on it. So I just did one, right? Hopefully that's in focus there. This is similar to what I engrave on them if they want them engraved. So you'll have a date up in the corner here. I've just put subscribe to Mark AM, but it'll be their name, like the bride's name and the groom's name, or whatever they want on there. One of these to make literally takes less than a minute, probably more like half a minute. And you can literally, from pieces of scrap wood, you can either put a full sheet in of plywood and just cut a load out, or I tend to, if I've got enough scrap pieces of wood lying around, I'll just cut loads out and I'll just have them ready to go. I'll charge like 15 pence for just a blank one, or I'll charge 20 pence if they want it engraved on. And the good thing is with stuff like that, they're not just going to order a few. You're looking at about 100 to 200 they're going to order them, because they tend to like scatter them around the tables everywhere. So they'll be great little things if somebody wants to pick one up, they can take it home with them. Great little momentums, or if they lose them all, they didn't cost much at all. We also did bigger hearts than this for a guest book. So the guests could write the name on and then they could write a little message on the back as well. And we also made like it was just like a little box that was made very, very simple. There's a video on my channel somewhere how to make boxes like this with like a really fancy pattern and then a little slot on the top. So then guests can take hearts like this. They're a little bit bigger than these hearts and they can write their name on it. And then on the other side, they'll write like a special message and then they'll just pop that in there as well. A great little idea for like a guest book type thing. I know they did have a guest book as well, which I did engrave their names on the front of it as well. That was a proper guest book, but this is just something as a bit more personal, a bit more fun, I think. And then there was just some other small items which they give to like really close friends and people who are part of the wedding, saying thanks for being a part of my wedding, stuff like that. Literally just small little squares, like the size of these business cards, just in wood, and it'll just say thank you very much for being bridesmaid, stuff like that. Very simple. You can, like I said, you can create your own package with this, especially if you're doing it with somebody you know quite well. You can sit them down. You can say, look, you let me know exactly what you're looking for. You show me inspiration you've seen online, and I'll try my best to make exactly what you want. And then obviously you can give them price lists, other stuff you've made. You'll see with this package, it was £250. There was quite a lot that did go in with it, to be fair. And the great thing is about weddings as well, they love spending money on it. So, if you're doing it for a friend, you probably don't want to charge them too much. Like I didn't charge these much at all. But again, if you're offering a package online on Facebook or something, make sure you are making a good bit of money back. So you'll see there, I did more dog tags there. So in this shop as well, I do put a couple of these little business cards out as well. I say, look, get in touch with me like via Facebook or email me, because I'll have a couple of dog tags showing up with like Rex written on them and like a fake phone number. So if you want a custom one with your dog's name in it and your dog details, get in touch with me and we'll go from there. Nice little order there. We've got a stag coaster set. So again, a friend knew I had a laser engraver and he asked if I can do a certain pattern on slate coasters for his stag. So it just had something with one of their favorite beers on it, and then whose stag it was, and along with the date on it as well. And we did a set of 10 for them there. Because he ordered 10 off me, and obviously, if somebody I knew, I give him a great deal there. So they were, what's that, £3 each. So you'll see here, we've got 250 small wooden hearts, and all of them for just £35. Now, it does sound really cheap, but again, it's just these small ones, which I just cut out of just scrap pieces of wood usually, and you can literally do them so quick, it's unreal. So again, I'll cut loads out and I'll keep lots in stock. And so that's why I've got all these by here to show you, because I've got loads of them. So 250 of them for £35. So we did definitely make money on them as well. But if you're thinking about electricity costs and stuff, is it outweighing the actual price of it? I will make another video on that shortly, because these lasers don't actually use much electricity. So I haven't taken into the fact of the cost of the electricity I'm using, because it uses so little. But I will make another video on that very shortly of how much electricity these do actually use, and you will be surprised. So make sure you subscribe, guys, because that video will be up hopefully shortly. Wood maps. So with wood maps, like I said, I'll try and find the video and put a link in the top there of how I made them. And I was doing really well with these quite a few months ago, where I was making custom maps of like a person's certain location, but I was spending so much time actually designing the area and stuff and then making them. I wasn't charging them a fee for like designing it or anything, and it just wasn't worth my time, to be quite honest with you. I could have charged them quite a bit more, X amount an hour for the design fee. I don't like to charge too much money for my products, and it would have brought the cost up quite a bit. I just stuck to a couple of designs which are local of where I am in Wales, and the actual map of Wales. So we sold quite a few of them in the shop that I mentioned earlier. Again, I could probably sell these for a little bit more because people love these maps. And even my wife said she really liked them, and she hates everything I make with my laser. She calls it all crap, but she actually really loved the one I made. These are really good products. And especially if you've got like a certain design or something you've had made, or you can make it yourself, you could probably make all your money just from making these, especially if you were doing it full time. So these 8 maps here that we sold in the shop, so we were selling these for £25, which again, it's really, really cheap. If you think £25, how cheap that is for what actually goes into these. So you've got to spend ages designing it first. And obviously you've got to send it to the laser, you've got to engrave it all. So especially if you're doing all like the place names, with mine in the map of Wales, I did all the counties of Wales and obviously the word Wales. And we also did a Welsh version. And so you're engraving all that, and then you've got to cut it all out. And then you've got to cut all the separate layers out. You've got to paint everything as well, like the color of the sea and everything like that. I was staining mine as well to make it look a little bit more rustic and darker. And you've got to glue them all together. You've got to fit them all in the frame, make it look really nice. I'll have to try and remember after making this video to try and take a picture of the one I got hanging up. I might have a photo of it anyway. If I have, I'll put it on the screen. But again, the link will be up in the top corner if you want to check out how I made them. Again, we did 6 wood maps on Etsy. Like I said, you can make money on Etsy, but I cannot stand it. I cannot let you know how much I actually hate the website. So I mentioned about the leather patches. I only recently started doing leather patches. It's not something I've pushed yet in my shop or anything like that at all. So we did 2 for a friend. Just testing the waters with them, really, seeing how well they were received. So 2 of them, I only sold them £2.50 each. They take seconds to engrave as well. Low power, high speed, and it'll just fly through it. But yeah, on the hat I showed you earlier, if you look at the dark engraving there, that's what it was. Low power, high speed, and it looks absolutely amazing. So yeah, that was just patches. That wasn't hats. That was just patches. We done another 25 Welsh slate coasters in the shop. Again, it's just a generic Welsh design. These could have been ones with the Welsh dragon on it, or they could have been like a Welsh saying or something like that. But yeah, again, as I mentioned earlier on the video, slate coasters are the way forward. Find yourself somewhere that sells them in bulk really cheap. Because I'm from Wales, we're famous for our slate. We're famous for Welsh slate, and there's quite a few slate mines around. And there's a place in North Wales, and they do fantastic stuff, and they sell it so cheap, and that's where I get all mine from. Hat with the leather patch. Yeah, sold one of them to a friend for £15. But yeah, this was the first one I actually done, which I actually sold. Well, technically this was the first one I made, but I wasn't happy because I don't actually know what happened to it. But so the caps are £2.75 each, and the patches are less than 25 pence. I'll round up to 25 pence though. So let's just say £3 to purchase the materials, and then we're selling them for £15. So a good little bit of profit there. Something you can get into, and this could just be one product you could sell yourself and easily make a good bit of profit on it. What else we got? Business cards. So again, I've literally only just started doing business cards now the past couple of months, and a friend said he's happy to take 25 of them for £2 each, which is an absolute steal. I could have done them a little bit cheaper and still make a good bit of profit on them. But again, these business cards, I know you can get cheap ones from cardboard and stuff like that, but these ones, they just add a little bit more class in my opinion. And yeah, you can make a little bit more money off these. I think in the future, I might lower my prices on them because of the fact I'm paying so little for them, but just testing the waters with these, and they do seem to be doing quite well. Again, business cards here for another friend. I did 10. Just say, look, first order, we'll do you pack 10 for £20. Again, leather patches, like we said, we're paying less than 25 pence per patch, and we're selling them at £2 each. So we've made £10 off 5 of them. Fantastic profit. Margins on these are up here. One thing I always do when people do approach me and ask me for my prices and stuff like that, you don't want to undercut yourself. So you don't want to feel like nervous at all and go lower than what you think the product's worth. Always go a little bit higher or the actual price you're going to sell it at. Because the worst they can do is say no and ask if you can do anything better. Then you can look at lowering your prices a bit. But again, do all your research, put all your prices and stuff into a spreadsheet and see how low you can really go before you start obviously losing any of your money. So there you go, guys. That's a breakdown of what I did last month in July. Like I said, I'm only doing this part-time and I'm making a good bit of money from this. I could go at full-time, make double, even triple what I'm making here. All these products I've gone into today have all been made with one laser as well, guys. It is the AlgoLaser Mini 3D with the 10-watt diode on it. Again, I'll put a link down in the description if you want to check that out. They're fantastic lasers, guys. They are really cheap and they're amazing if you just want to dip your toe in and see what it's like making stuff with a laser. Again, I will be giving this laser away completely free to one of my subscribers. If you check out the video, I'll put at the top now. All you can do is just leave a comment on that video, guys, and make sure you are subscribed. And I will just select one of the comments at random, and whoever left that comment, I'll get in touch and I will send that laser over to you. And again, I will be making another video very shortly of the electricity usage that a laser does consume. Again, you will be surprised at how little it does use, guys. So make sure you are subscribed and don't miss out on that. So I'll try and get that up as soon as I've made the video. Anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe and like the video and leave me a comment if you want to. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Ta-da.